Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because I have a question. How scary is this? And I'm up at Moss Point, and they call it that because that's the name of the strait. But I was told to come back down here because it said there's a bunch of migrating birds down here, and I wanted to show you guys that. And they're out here in full force. So before I get into it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, share it, join the email list because we have an email going out late this week, and you do not want to miss that. So sign up for the email list. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, and I'll talk about them later. Just a beautiful spot. Can't really see it right now, but there's a bunch of birds out there, and I'll get closer for you guys. But there is a manufacturing place called CFM International, and they filed a lawsuit. They are co-owned by GE and another company, Safran. They filed a lawsuit against a company called AOG, and AOG has been selling bogus airline parts. Now, the crazy thing about this is that, you hear about this. You hear about, bogus parts being sold here and there, and that it's a problem. But they did documentation to make it look like the parts were legitimate. And they falsified these documents to make these look real. Now, there were thousands of parts that they made, that they submitted, and that are on these Airbuses that are out there. This is going through, a court in England right now, in the UK. And this is crazy because how many, planes did this affect? Did it affect anything here in the United States? We joke about people being qualified lately. We joke about how, do you want your pilots to be, qualified? Do you want your doctor? Do you want your dentist? Do you want your planes to be safe? Well, CFM determined, think about this, that there were a minimum of 48 planes. Now they just upped the documents that they have verifiable proof that 96 planes need to be taken out of commission because they have these bogus parts on them. This should be bigger news. Why aren't heads rolling for this right now, guys? So, you can see how steep this is. Tide's out a little bit right now, so it's nice. But I'm going to walk over to this area with all the birds and show you that. But is that crazy or what? How dangerous is this world? Now, we know in the corporate world that people cut corners all the time, and they lie to us, and they cheat, and they steal. But this is people's lives, guys, because we've seen planes crash. We've seen things that they determined were unsafe. Boeing had, 2 years where they couldn't fly that plane, if not longer? And now you're finding out that some of these parts are bogus. This is unbelievable. So read the story below because it goes to The Hedge, and it also goes to Bloomberg too. But this is absolutely nuts out here. So let me park it here a little bit. Just a really beautiful spot out here. So we're seeing so much right now that you have to look at in the economy. The stock market is just hanging by a thread right now, which couldn't be at a better time. If you're a gold investor or a metals investor in any kind, you should look at this. But everything, I think that this happens a lot more often than we think. I think that people cut corners all the time right now and don't tell us about it. I'm trying to do this without getting hit by a wave. But share your thoughts on this, guys. Think of this. People should go to jail for this. People should be should have gotten arrested already for this, but they haven't. So, but this lawsuit's going to destroy these companies. And again, what other planes have this? What are the, would you want to go on a bus that had bogus parts on it? No, you wouldn't want to go on a bicycle that had bogus parts on it. But now you've got planes out there that are like this. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy, guys. Let me know what you think about this. Now, here's a great statistic that I love, because remember, everything in real estate's all good right now. It's all good. It is anticipated that 70,000 real estate agents have left as of the end of July. and that you're going to see thousands more leave the profession between now and the end of the year. The main reason? Paying the renewal fees for their license. And I'm like, well, what's it cost to be a real estate agent? Found a couple great articles, first of all. So basically, it's like between $450 and $600 to maintain your license. If that's not going to keep, if that's going to keep you from your profession, you shouldn't be in that profession. It's a hobby, to say the least. You know, I found a great site that also broke down, you know, what it costs to be an agent and what you need to do. Having a website, advertising, National Association of Realtors. This is a renewal fee that you have to do in December, and that's $200, and people don't want to pay that fee right now to be part of that. So they're negotiating the biggest purchase of your life. And do you need a real estate agent right now? There's that great lawsuit that just got settled for $50-some million that said that it's not fair that the sellers have to pay the buyer's agent's fee. So you're going to see more controversy, more lawsuits that are going to come out of this. Trying not to get hit by the wave. But more and more people are done with being a real estate agent. They cannot afford it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to, they're not making any money at it. And again, the top few percent, 3 or 4%, make all the money in that industry. Make all the money. So you haven't seen anything yet. You're going to see more and more people drop out of this, just like what happened during the last downturn. Now, with interest rates going up, Jerome Powell gave a no confidence vote in the economy by not raising interest rates. The market is in a very precarious spot right now, and you're going to see it take a turn for the worse. That's what most experts think. But here in Laguna Beach, they just had the most expensive house sell ever. And I wouldn't even have shared this except for who bought the house. And we don't know who bought the house. But one thing that you should do is, if you buy a house and you want anonymity, you don't want people showing up because, hey, it's Dan. Let's go to Dan's house. I found it. Let's show up and knock on his door at 9 o'clock at night. Okay? Mitch Buchanan LLC bought this $43 million house that they paid, think about this, over $50,000 per square foot. Okay? Beautiful house on the water here in Laguna Beach. Here. It's up the street, down the street that way. But who is Mitch Buchanan? Okay? Mitch Buchanan was David Hasselhoff's character on Baywatch. So what he did, somebody set up an LLC and bought it as if he's David Hasselhoff's character from Baywatch. Remember? And me, I liked Baywatch Nights when he was the detective and he was fighting crime at night. That was great. That was a low point for everybody. That's when they jumped the shark on that show. But Mitch Buchanan LLC, the advantage to this, and any estate lawyer out there will tell you, the advantage to this is that that LLC owns the house. And if you want to buy the house, you just buy the LLC, and guess what? You own the house now. It's yours. So Mitch Buchanan, I love that. Now, the problem with it is that, you know, people put, you know, we bought our house down in our trust. You know, David and Judy Tate, we bought our house in the David and Judy Tate trust account. Well, guess what? Where did David and Judy Tate live? Let's look at the trust. You know what I mean? So there's not an ounce of privacy in doing that. Where it could be the Wind and Sea Trust, the Migrating Bird Trust, the Mitch Buchanan Trust. So live and learn, guys, and have an ounce of anonymity, because that was solid gold. And that didn't go unnoticed from the Real Deal also, in the real estate website. So check out the link below. You can read it for yourself because it's awesome. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. We keep getting warning after warning about how bad the economy is. The stock market is definitely taking a turn for the worse right now. Jerome Powell just gave us a no confidence vote in the economy, and you can't ignore this. Call Patriot Gold today. Find out how you can get an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. 888-330-1431. Call them before it's too late. But we keep getting these warning after warning after warning. Now Jeffrey Gundlach, the bond king, steps forward and said, this is a mess. And people need to look at the economy for what it is. You've got Robert Kiyosaki tooting his horn, you know, again, talking about how we're going to see a huge collapse in the stock market and you need to protect yourself. Take a look at physical metals. Patriot Gold is #1 rated for 7 years in a row because they have great customer service. They've got great fair value. Call them today, 888-330-1431. Let them know that I allegedly sent you. If you don't want to call, use the link below. Get a free investor guide. It's absolutely no obligation. But do it now before it's too late because there's going to be a point in time when it'll be too late. You don't want to be there. AI and AI security is here to stay. With what is going on with the MGM and that debacle, you're going to see more and more companies invest in internet security and AI security. Cisco just made their biggest purchase ever where they bought a company called Splunk for $23 billion in cash and stock. And basically, it's a cybersecurity company. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Kathy Wood from ARK Investments, she just sold, I love this. She's talking about how Tesla's going to go up to $2,700 and by 2028, and she just sold some Tesla and some NVIDIA right now to raise $20 million in cash. And again, what do you need the $20 million for? What are you going to buy? That's what you should look at, is what Kathy Wood's going to buy with that $20 million bucks. The Darden Restaurant Group issued a warning today about, they own tons of different restaurants, but their two high-end restaurants in their arsenal are Capitol Grill and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. They're saying people that make over $125,000 a year are spending less at Ruth's Chris and at Capitol Grill. Mainly, they're buying cheaper alcohol. They're not buying the higher prices, higher priced wines, higher priced vodka and whiskeys. They are spending less money when they go out to dinner. And this is a sign of the downturn to where it's 4% off, which is noticeable when you have a big chain like that. And, you know, when you have a rewards program, you know, they keep track of things a lot more than you think they do. And some people don't like the privacy and, oh gosh, we're being so violated by having them look at this. No, this is, you get coupons, you get things like that. You get discounts, you can get your table. There's a lot of things you can get by having those, you know, those discount programs that you can sign up for. Steve Eisman. Steve Eisman is a man that was portrayed by Steve Carell in The Big Short. You know, everybody talks about Michael Burry in The Big Short. Steve Carell was the other guy that was betting against that made that huge investment. Well, he steps forward, and there is a great article below that you have to read where he's talking about bank stocks, and the banking industry is uninvestable right now. Uninvestable. That's a, you know, vote of confidence. The FDIC is a criminal organization as far as I'm concerned. They are gangsters because they know which banks are completely upside down. And instead of warning us, instead of saying, hey, don't have your, you know, your money in Dan's bank, get out of there because we think that they're, you know, risk of failing. You know, think about it. There are 22 banks right now, major, that have multiple locations, not single locations, that are out there that are going to potentially go out of business and shut down. And we should know this. We should know all this right now. And the FDIC knows who's in trouble. And again, it's a club that we don't get to be part of because we're not in it. So you don't make enough money, we're not cool enough, and it's awful. But this is what we're experiencing right now. This is actually very cool. When you come out here and the tides coming in, let me get a better shot for you guys. But see, this is just beautiful. So, but what's it, Bergman Hauser or Hausman Berger? Anyways, Steve Eisman's company, read the article below because it's fascinating, because to say that an entire sector, banking, is uninvestable right now, That is the bold statement of bold statements right now. But, you know, when you look at people like Bob Kudla makes money when things go up, when things go down. He's betting on sector. It's funny. There's these traders that left, I think it's JP Morgan. They made a bunch of money on a coal investment, and people are freaking out. How dare they bet on coal? You mean energy? Okay. Okay, guys. So share your thoughts on all this stuff so far, and do you follow people? Another great thing is the politicians. The politicians that have made millions of dollars. These people make, you know, basically 220 grand a year. It's a lot of money, but they come out of there millionaires, multi-millionaires, because they trade in these stocks. And now they have to divulge which stocks are trading in. So there are groups, and you can go on TikTok, you can go on different stock organizations and search this, and you can follow this stuff for free, guys. It's exciting. So, you know, you can bet on what the politicians are gambling on. So share your thoughts on that. A couple other stories that are fantastic is that there was a cyber attack in the Crawford County Jail, which is Pittsburgh, okay? And what's great is, think about this. If you ever wanted an excuse not to bail your friend out this weekend, it's, listen, Earl, we paid the money, but the cyber attack, you know, they wouldn't let you out. So you got a few days. You got some extra time. Nothing's working in the jail system in Crawford County. Again, guys, this is going to be a part of our lives like you guys have never seen before. This is going to happen more and more often. More now than ever. We're going to see these cyber attacks that are going to affect everything and everything that we do. So protect yourself, be ready, and have bail money for Earl in the drawer so when something happens, you can call. John Deere, remember the tractor company, they're doing great. Everything's perfect with John Deere. Well, it's not. They're just laying off in the harvester division in Moline. They're laying off another 225 people right now. So they're not buying tractors. They're not making stuff. They're not doing anything. Manufacturing's off. Everything is off right now, guys. And this is a sign of the times. And you have to look at that. And if you look at that, you'll understand how bad the economy is. So also get Earl's bail money ready too. I love that one. I don't like liars. I really don't. I can't stand them. And I can't. Be honest. Be honest with this. Tell us what's really going on. Let us make up our own minds. But then you get people like Janet Yellen, okay? Grandma Yellen, as I call her, steps forward and said the economy is strong. There's nothing to worry about. Things are good. And wait a second. Leading economic indicators. This is below. You've got a link to look this up and read it for yourself. For the last 17 months, the leading economic indicators have been down. 17 months in a row. Because everything's so good right now. I'm going to not get hit by a wave. 17 months, guys. 17 months in a row. And you've got the stock market in a very precarious spot. You've got 10-year bonds, you know, shooting up. You've got more people pulling their money out of banks than ever before and moving it to money market funds, which is what you should be doing, okay? You, again, have multiple bank accounts. You people that have written me and said, Dan, I set up 2 more bank accounts. I'm so proud of you. I really am. The fact that you have cash outside of this is great. The manufacturing index, which again, you can look this up for yourself, but read below, because every time I talk about stuff like this, I'm not smart enough to come up with the numbers myself, so I reference these articles. Look at the articles. Manufacturing's down again. Other than the fact that we had a blip up in April, and that was it. It's going to turn around. Everything's great. No, it's not, guys. Things are not good right now. Things are not good. And you need to look at this as a whole right now and understand that what we're going through right now is the beginning of a major downturn. You can sit there and say this is not a recession, but you can listen to people like Bob and all these other investors that have made people a tremendous amount of money that know what's going on and which direction things are headed. And again, It doesn't matter. If we get to depressionary times, that guy makes money. That guy spends weeks in Hawaii every year. He's traveling. He's having an investing conference at the end of the year in Florida. Oh, that'd be cool to attend. It's sold out, Dan. Sorry. Okay. So trust me, people like this make money when things go up or down, regardless. But protect yourself. Save money. The best thing that you can do right now is not get rich. That's not the idea of this channel. The idea is to make you aware. You know, it's funny. We're helping a company raise some money right now, and it's going really well. Everything is perfect right now. It's moving forward. Everybody's happy. Things are great. Not everybody's going to be doing that, guys. What you have to do is get yourself to zero. There is a man named Chris Sacca who is a billionaire right now, who's made so much money, made a ton of money on Google stock and different investments. But Chris Sacca is the guy that wears the cowboy shirts. Great guy. But he told a story about how he started a couple companies and they failed, and he was, you know, millions of dollars in debt, okay? And the point was that instead of filing bankruptcy, this guy went and started working it off and paying it off. And he said, the best day of my life, business-wise, was when I got to zero. And when I heard this the first time, I thought, what an idiot. That's terrible. You know, you're rich now. What are you talking about? No, because I was there. I was in debt. And then when I got out of debt and I didn't owe anybody any money, and if I made $10, guys, that's my $10. That made me rich, guys. Understand this. The freedom to do what I want, go where I want, travel what I want. Yeah, there's limitations because you have to make money and pay for things, but it's your limitations. Get yourself out of debt. Get rid of the stuff you don't need. I am telling you this right now. No one cares what you drive. No one cares where your house is. No one cares the cool stuff you have. Oh, I got the best set of golf clubs in the world. No one cares. You care, and that's it. Get yourself out of debt right now. That's the best thing that you can do. Get rid of everything, every bit of debt that you don't own. And I've had people write me lately and say, hey, listen, I've got some credit card debt. Should I sell my silver to get out of debt? No, absolutely not. You can negotiate credit cards, down, if you're behind and you're way behind and they're starting to hit your credit, there's things you can do to negotiate that. And you can't negotiate getting your silver back. Once it's gone, guys. And I, for one, think that silver is going to shoot up, okay? There is not enough silver to meet the demand right now. It's being suppressed as far as the value. I'm one of those guys that thinks that, okay? So just a matter of time until silver is going to be worth more. But get rid of every bill that you don't need right now. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself and for your family and for your peace of mind. I'm going to end this video with these last couple stories. I love real indicators of the economy. I love the story about Capital Grill and Ruth's Chris, how people are spending less money that make over $125,000 a year, and that's affecting everybody. But here's a couple that were sent to me that were insane. Dave, subscriber, sent me this one about dog treats. People are spending less money on dog treats right now, and it's a sign of the economic times. People buy the cheaper dog treats. People buy cheaper dog food during this time. People don't go out and spend a ton of money right now when they don't have it. They sell a lot more dry food right now because people are hurting right now. So places like Chewy and the stores that will share this information, the bigger stores, the Petco's and stores like that, that have data that they'll share, are saying the same thing, that people are spending more money on dry dog food than anything else. And one thing, there's a great YouTuber out there that I met last year at an event that is a young kid that does all these crafts and makes stuff. And he's got 3 million subscribers on YouTube making stuff. And this guy, for example, he used mood paint, like painted his bathroom with mood paint. So if it gets wet or you turn the heat on, the colors change on the sink and the floor and everything. Robbie is his name. And Robbie found out, he's like, hey, I bought this dog food and it had mold in it. And I'm not going to give it to my dog. So he showed a recipe on how to make dog food with chicken in the crock pot, yams and carrots and all this stuff, and it's better for your dog than anything you could ever buy at the store. Plus, it was the cheapest thing, and you made a big crock pot full of it and fed the dog it over the course of several weeks. So there's that. The final thing is, you know, people write me and say, hey, Dan, I just can't meet anybody, and it's difficult, and you talk about these different groups and organizations. I am telling you, I don't care what your situation, I don't care what you look like, you're a few pounds overweight, you're bald, whatever. There is a group of people meeting right now in Germany that identify as dogs, okay? And Don from Georgia sent me this one, and D-A-W-N, that kind of Don. And I always love these stories, but again, they're called canine beings. They identify as dogs. So guys, I'm telling you, I identify as Brad Pitt or Paul Newman. That's my thing, okay? These guys identify as dogs. That's your competition out there, gentlemen, okay? They identify as dogs. Hello, I just can't meet anybody. Yeah, I bet. But the world is filled with wackadoos, okay? Canine beings. Read the story. I'm not making it up, because she sent me, you know, an X or Twitter thing, and I started researching it. And there's a group of people that get together and think that they're dogs, okay? Wackadoo, okay? So share your thoughts on that one, guys. And again, you want to meet people? I'm telling you this right now. I have told dozens and dozens of people on this that are subscribers and my friends, I don't care what you're into, whether it's the movies, running, bicycling, fitness, football, baseball, hockey, the movies, whatever, okay? Investing, startups, whatever. There are groups on Meetup, which is free to join, okay? And you can go meet them, and there's no connection. You don't have to date anybody. You don't have to do anything, but you can definitely get some socialization out there. Why is it that we get kids together, but as an adult, you don't think it's important for you to get together with other people? Tell me that. I don't like other people, Dan. Okay, well, that's on you. So, again, canine being. Anybody out there is a canine being out there? And press the like button and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, canines. Thank you, Don from Georgia. I always appreciate your stuff, but this one was very good, okay? Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget, if you're a dog, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to join the email list. The link is below, and we have an email going out this week. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.